limited to them. They were easy to manage. So you have 18 nutrients. You have itty-bitty, teeny-weeny, little-bitty doses that are determined scientifically to have no effect on any human being. Now, in this country, we have a problem. So what we're talking about is waking up one morning and being very surprised to find that high-potency, therapeutically effective, clinically significant nutrients are now illegal in the way that heroin is illegal. Not available with a prescription, illegal. If these nutrients have any impact on the human body, they are illegal. That's just the vitamin and mineral guideline. Let's talk about milk. Because under Codex, every dairy cow on the planet must be treated with Monsanto's recombinant bovine growth hormone. Furthermore, under Codex, every animal used for food on the planet, whether it has fins, feet, or feathers, every animal on the planet must be treated with subclinical antibiotics. Must be treated with subclinical antibiotics and must be treated with exogenous growth hormone.
Whenever they get that soft spot, that was what you're supposed to hit. There, it's on record now.
It is.
Yeah.
Is there any sound on this?
Yeah. It's not sharp enough. Oh, you smell that?
No, that's big.
It's an abscess. That's a hell of a zit, huh?
That's big.
Very keep it plenty up. There's nothing more. In about 3 weeks, that leg will be like nothing even happened to it.
Really? Wow. Looks like it's slowing down a little bit. That's strange.
What is it? It's just pus. Just junk. It's like a zit about the size of a basketball, I guess.
Requires, mandates that all food be irradiated unless it's eaten locally and raw. All food, including organic food, of course. So is it organic afterwards? Well, of course, the organic standards are incredibly low. The organic standards allow a farmer to use veterinary drugs, including growth hormones, antibiotics, etc., on animals, and then at his whim reclassify them as organic. But farmers are our friends and they would never do that, right? Right. Codex sets limits for the dangerous industrial chemicals that you can have in your food. And the limits are incredibly high. go to Codex Alimentarius, do a Google search, and look, there are drop-down menus at the top of the official Codex page. Look at the toxins and the veterinary chemicals and the levels that are set. They are terrifying to me, terrifying. The names of the chemicals that are permitted and the amounts of the chemicals that are permitted are terrifying to me. Why am I terrified? Well, perhaps I'm just a cowardly person. It's possible. Think about this. In 2001, 176 countries, including the United States, got together and they said there are 12 really bad organic chemicals. They're called POPs, persistent organic pollutants. There are a lot of them, but there are 12 that are so bad that nobody could disagree that those 12 POPs had to be banned worldwide. 9 of the 12 worst organic chemicals known are pesticides, not surprisingly, because they kill things. And of course, we have many processes and enzyme systems that are very much like insects and other pests, so they're not too good for us. But Codex has different ideas. Codex has brought back seven of the 9 forbidden POPs that 176 countries banned worldwide. Dieldrin, aldrin, hexachlorobenzene. And the food that is imported from other countries that contains these substances cannot be stopped at our borders, because otherwise it would be, God forbid, a trade violation. That's how Codex works. Codex, according to the World Trade Organization and the Food and Agriculture Organization joint projections. Now, I didn't make this up. Please, if you unfastened your intellectual seatbelts, put them back on again. If you do the numbers in the WHO-FAO projections, the epidemiological projections, they estimate, not I, because what do I know? They estimate, they're the experts, that just the vitamin and mineral guideline alone, when it goes into global implementation on December 31st, 2009, will result in a minimum of 3 billion, that's B, bad, big, billion deaths, 1 billion through simple starvation. Those folks who die are not particularly economically successful from the point of view of the corporations. When you're starving to death, how much good can you do when the issue is how much can you buy?
قول يا رب قول يا رب أسألك بالله أسألك بالله أسألك بالله بينا أي حاجة اديتك علاج حبيبي اديتك علاج دحين تهدأ حتى الدكتور ما أدري ما يابلي ما يهدأ أمس ما أدري ما هدأ ما أدري الحين موت نزل موت اشتغل قول يا رب
Not a lot. Forget them. But the next 2 billion, they will die from the preventable diseases of undernutrition. Cancer, the single most profitable condition ever known to humankind. Cardiovascular disease, a good second. Diabetes, pretty good producer. And a whole host of other preventable diseases. Who will die? Who knows? Who will live? probably those people who are wealthy enough and powerful enough to have their own pushers of clean food and nutrients. Talking about food regulations that are in fact the legalization of mandated toxicity and undernutrition. It will be illegal if there's a famine in, wherever there's a famine, to ship high nutrient density biscuits to that country, and it will be illegal to distribute them. That's what we're talking about. Codex is big and it's bad.
Amid the ongoing bombing of Yemen by the Saudi-led coalition, our sister channel, RT Arabic, has gained exclusive access to a remote village where people there are on the brink of starvation. Now, this is as the war-torn country remains in a shattered state. Here's some of the exclusive footage that the crew filmed there. I must warn you, though, you could find some of the upcoming scenes disturbing.
أنا ما في ولا فلوس ولا حاجة دور بين الدعداعيين دور بي سامن دور بي ولا عندنا مسألة.
أنا حالة لم أنا فلوس ولا أنا أي بيوت ولا مؤدبين حالت أنا حالة ولا أنا أي
مستشفيات لا طب ولا طحنا فلوس حق من نتعالج ولا عندنا حاجة مع.
The humanitarian crisis in Yemen recently hit a new low. A report by the Famine Early Warning Systems Network, that's a US humanitarian agency, found that 7 to 10 million people inside the country are in dire need of humanitarian assistance. It claims 2 million people are in an emergency situation that they are teetering on the brink of death. The current situation in the country is reaching drastic levels. According to the UN, Yemen's currently suffering one of the worst hunger crisis on the planet. People are resorting to eating leaves. An estimated 2.2 million children there are in urgent need of help, and all of this amid constant shelling being carried out by the Saudi-led coalition. The Saudis have received a large portion of their arms from the United Kingdom. During 1 year of the Yemen conflict, the UK sold to it £3.3 billion worth of equipment. That included helicopters, drones, armoured vehicles, even cluster bombs, which are banned from use or sale by a convention that the UK itself signed. Earlier this week, the UK Parliament held a debate on the current situation in Yemen, and there were some colourful statements.
We have to put political pressure on the Saudis to come to the negotiating table, to reduce the scale of the bombing, to move towards some kind of ceasefire, and to do it properly.
So let's just talk about the conflict. This has been presented against Saudi Arabia, against the people of Yemen. What an absolute load of garbage. No wonder the country's in poverty. And we're allowing these people to get away with it.
Once the British government, that's the simplest thing. That's even more modest a request of HM government than suspending arms sales temporarily, and you won't even do that.